Hello students, today we are here to discuss the river civilization, which is in your class 6 history and civics book. What I wanted to tell you is, when you talk about history and civics and you want to learn it, it's a better way that you learn in a story way or in the different events which are being pointed out. When you point out that particular events, you will be able to keep them in your mind, because history is something which is actually, परिकल्पना है, कल्पनाएं हैं. When you read about some kind of a, like if you are studying this particular chapter, you are reading about the rivers, you are reading about the towns. तो वो सब क्या है, वो ऐसी चीजें हैं that you actually come across each and every time, where whatever you see, whatever you feel, whatever you have learned about the things, you can write them into your own words. So here, my just motto is to make you learn in a very simple way. So we'll start with the river civilization. When you learn about the river civilization, what do you mean by the word civilization? Now the word civilization means, इसको अब हिंदी में बोलते हैं सभ्यता, संस्कृति. वो political हो, religious हो, means any kind of a change when brought in a society. It might be political, it might be religious. That forms the civilization. Yeah, that becomes a civilization, civilized state or civilization starts from it. It's same as when you read in your Neolithic age. आपने previous year में study किया था Neolithic Stone Age, where you have learned that different याद किए थे आपने Paleolithic, Mesolithic, these type of different stages of the age. So when we read about Neolithic, Neo means new age. So when you read about this new age, what we read was कि इस new age में various kind of new things happen. तभी वो civilization बनी. Means men started to grow, men started to started their livelihoods with different skills. They developed different arts, crafts. Then they started growing their lifestyle, and then started living in the towns. So that begins the civilization. When they started, they accepted the new form of life. That was the civilization. So in simple words, if we say, what is civilization? Civilization is the development stage of men's, other than their basic need, that is food or any kind of a living. They have a development in their lifestyle, that is known as civilization. Or thoda complex way mein, it is described as a complex way of life that came about as people began to develop network of urban settlement. जैसे अभी भी ऐसा ही हो रहा है. यूजुअली भी हमारे गांव में रहना लोग कम पसंद कर रहे हैं. क्यों? डेवलपमेंट नहीं है. When few of the developments are there near to their cities, they started what? They started living there. So that is civilization. Change होगी, संस्कृति change होगी. जब हम दूसरी जगह जाएंगे तो everything will be changed. So that is the civilization. So what I think so now it is clear from the word civilization, that is the stage of men's development when he started looking beyond the simple basic needs of food and the other clothing हो गई और shelter हो गया. Then we come across the major ancient civilization. When we read about this major ancient civilization, few of the name come is in our mind is the Indus Valley and Mesopotamia. Okay, and what is common in all these type of civilization is they are related with the river. Yes. Yes, one more thing I want to discuss here. Whenever there's civilization, they write abbreviations. They use the abbreviation that is AC and BC. Just want to tell you that AC and BC is related to the birth of the Christ. Means it was a Christian, we can say, Christian abbreviation, which give the idea of AC, that is after Christ and before Christ. And nowadays, a secular word is used, that is BCE. BCE means before common era. है वो same चीज, BC और BCE भी इसको हम लिख सकते हैं. ठीक है. So don't get confused कि before Christ था. ये क्योंकि it was adopted by or was given by some Christian might be. So this was a Christian era. So now they named it as a secular way कि we don't want to use. We will use before Christ era or the before common era. Okay. So the word is here common era. He is era. So when the rise of agriculture and trade allowed people to have surplus food and economic development, yes, stability, that was the new civilization form. So now coming to the back to the same ancient civilization, these were all related to the river. What I wanted to say, river means river played a very important role. इसके पीछे stories क्या थी कि nomads थे Sumerians, which were actually found, their remains were found in near about in Pakistan. So that nomads moved from different place to place, and they entered the Karachi state, which is now in Pakistan, and they settled near the river, and the river was the Indus. So in the civilization, they started living there. They had a proper fuel, fodder, and food for themselves. Fodder means chara, जो भी वो animals रख रहे थे, that was the that we call as a fodder. So usually that was known as or given the name as Indus Valley Civilization by the name itself, that is the Indus River. Same as the Mesopotamia civilization, आप little classes में पढ़ेंगे. Mesopotamian civilization was name given by the Tigris or the Euphrates river. Then Nile Valley civilization gave rise to this Egypt. Okay, we usually share the gift of Nile. The gift of Nile was Egypt. Okay, then the Chinese civilization by the Hwang river. Hwang river. Greek and so as Iranian by the different seas. Yeah, river civilization की बात करते हैं. We come across the Indus Valley civilization here in your chapter. The first foremost question comes that what is actually the major reason that the people settled near the rivers? What were the reasons? The settling near the rivers, the common reason for it was water was available for them for drinking as well as irrigation purposes. Means उनको पानी पीने के लिए भी as well as irrigation purposes के लिए. Then other reason was the means of transport. It was an easy means of transport during that time through water. Then the soil near it is very fertile, so it becomes easy to grow and cultivate the fields. So these are the major reasons why people settled near rivers. I think so this is clear from here. So we usually say the reasons: drinking purposes, irrigation purposes, means of transport, and near it is very fertile, so they were able to cultivate. You know, you have read this before also. Then you know the Neolithic age, people were able or they were the first to domesticate the animals. Domestication start हो चुका था, and domesticate the animals as well as agriculture was the main occupation at their time. So यानी कि agriculture, it was agriculture which actually gave rise to different fields, and people were able to cultivate different type of grains, and that was the major food for them also. Means वो advanced थे, they were using the new techniques to develop, they were using their new skills. Okay, then comes who actually discovered this Indus Valley civilization. When Indus Valley civilization actually started near about, they started from 3300 BC to 1300 BC, but it matured from 2600 BCE to 1900 BC. The mature form means at an peak, yeah, mature age में, this was also called as Harappan age or Harappan civilization. Near about 5,000 years ago, the Indus Valley civilization, also known as the Indus civilization or the Harappan civilization. Now, why the word Harappan civilization is connected to it? It was connected as major, what we say, when unearthed, when the things were unearthed in from the place that is the Harappa in Pakistan. This Harappa in Pakistan, a place was known by this name, so the name accounts the Harappan civilization. and was a Bronze Age civilization in the northwestern regions of the South Asia. So this is about the Indus Valley civilization. इसको हम simple way में read कर सकते हैं या देख सकते हैं. See the different regions in our map. We can see here the different regions. ये highlighted है brown में. This is the actually the area which was covered by the Indus Valley civilization people, or the people who were resident here. See different area over here other than Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. The cities which were in the this Indus Valley civilization were ropar, then Banwal. ऐसे तो ये मिठाई वाला, कालीबंगा, गुनेर वाला, this कोटडिजी, चानू दारू, Allah, you know. Why these only few of the places you are being read? Because might be some of the what we say engraved things will be, or excavated things would have been found here, like lothal. Lothal का importance क्या है? Lothal means it was a dockyard. Mound dockyards यहाँ पे मिले होंगे, which actually discussed or which gave an idea that in that time people used to use rivers as a means of transport, as well as they might have used ships also. And this was the, we usually know what is a dockyard. Dockyard is a place what uh, sorry, dockyard is actually a place where we repair the ships. Okay, so this इस तरह से लोथाल इसलिए बड़ा famous रहा. Lothal is in Gujarat. This is one place which is actually famous, so you can learn this name Lothal. Then is the ropar, Punjab. जो अभी है kalibanga is Rajasthan. This place here kalibanga in Rajasthan. Then कोटडिजी in Pakistan, which is there. Now other than Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Now Harappa I discussed is few of the unearthed. The first city to be unearthed was the Harappa in Pakistan. So that's the way the name is given, Harappa. And Mohenjo-daro, which was actually excavated by R.D.Bananerjee in 1922. So he gave the name Mohenjo-daro, which actually means the mound of dead. Mound of dead कैसे mound of dead? Mound मतलब heaps, इस तरह से जैसे रेत का टीला बन जाता है ना, मीन्स ऐसे इस तरह से वहां पे unearthed चीजें मिली होंगी. सो दिट वाज नेम एज द माउंड ऑफ डेड, जब उसको अनअर्थ किया गया होगा. एंड सो वी कैन से दैट रोपड़, कालीबंगा, कोटडिजी एंड लोथाल वर द फ्यू ऑफ द अदर प्लेसेस other than Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, where the cities where we found different ruins of Indus Valley civilization. Now, who did actually the discovery, how it has been founded out? In 1921, it is said that R.B.Dayaram sahni was the actually archaeologist of India who found seals of this Harappan region. So this was the one reason the name entitled over here, and they might be found in Harappa in Pakistan itself. Then in 92, some of the hidden things were found. Hidden things were together with many cities also were found. So that again gave an idea that how the cities, we got an idea how the town planning was there, how the drainage system was there, what were the different buildings, the religious, these all things actually gave an mirror image of what kind of that particular humans would have lived their livelihood. Then comes the R.D.Bananerjee, who actually in the same year excavated the different cities. In one of them was Mohenjo-daro, and that was known as the mound of heaps. So when we say mound of heaps, I explained you this before also, that these are the heaps of different unearthed things. उसमें कोई भी हो, कोई seals हो गए या animals के remains हो गए, उनके things के हो गए, might be ornaments भी हो गए, उनके toys हो गए. तो ये all these all the things actually gave a mirror image of this time, that is the Indus Valley civilization. Then when we talk about the this way they unearth, इस तरीके से अनर्थ किया जाता था. डिफरेंट हेल्पर से कॉमन पीपल वहां पे जो थे, जो लोकल पीपल थे, दे यूज्ड टू हेल्प देम बिकॉज दे नो द बेटर आइडिया ऑफ दिस. These were the area which was actually excavated, the way they formed the town planning over here. We can see here, we can see the different places over here. See here the buildings, how they have been made. So uh, so now we got an idea that how the town planning system or how the drainage system come into our knowledge by these different remains which were actually excavated. Now coming to the this how actually the archaeologist or the archaeologist कौन थे भाई? Archaeologists are the one who actually studies the different remains of our earlier humans, as well as they study their culture and what actually they do the research to protect our actually the heritages of history. So we can say that they play a major role to prevent or to protect our heritage. Wherever we go to the forts, we go to the old temples, we can see the way the monuments, the way the building, the way the different images are formed on these temples. आप बैनाथ जाते हैं वहां पे देखिए फेमस शिव टेम्पल है. द वे वो छोटी मूर्तियां बनी है वहां पे. द डिफरेंट इमेजेस आर फॉर्म्ड. Okay, so what are they? ये कोई आज की नहीं बनी है. They have been thousands of years before. So how they would have made it? That gives an idea that they were very much skillful. The humans were very skillful at that moment, so that is why they are able to make these type of artistic things. So means they have the all kind of instruments with them, things with them, so that they can make that things out. So this was the drainage. See, this is the way that they form the drainage system, so that the water go in a proper system and it does not the streets or the full town does not get wet all along. This way the different areas are there. Then comes what were the different chief features of the Harappan civilization. When we read about the different Harappan civilization, we read that how the town planning is there. So clean system है देखो. Whenever we see this picture, we have a very clean system that a proper stages are there, the proper spaces are left between. So when we say that it's a town planning की जब बात करते हैं तो हम बोलते हैं कि उनकी रोड साफ होनी चाहिए, रोड्स वाइड होनी चाहिए, प्रॉपर लैंप होल्स होने चाहिए, प्रॉपर तरीके से स्पेसेस होनी चाहिए इन बिटवीन. सो सेम एज दैट हरप्पन टाइम द एक्सीलेंट स्किल ऑफ प्लानिंग वाज देयर. पहले से ही प्लान किया कि यहीं पे जैसे हम whenever we plan for our this construction of a house, we plan that here should be the kitchen, here should be a bedroom, here should be a drawing room. So same here, the town planning was with excellent skill. Then roads were wide, street paved with the 5 burnt bricks. This was a specific one of the specific, other than agriculture and domestication, this was an important feature that the people used to have a fire burnt bricks used, which was actually what we say a specific feature that they were of very important in the use of their construction, that a fire burnt bricks was used. Covered drain, it was not. Then the lamp post at regular intervals were there. So this is actually, and now the same thing, if I gave you to write in a what way, in a long way, you can just make a sentence out of them, and you can just make a long note of this particular town planning. Means इसके बाद में you should be able to write about town planning whether in a 1 page or whether in a short 5 points. Okay, then comes the drainage system. Drainage मतलब जो हमारा आउटलेट है वाटर का, इट माइट बी किचन, इट माइट बी बाथरूम, द आउटलेट ऑफ वाटर गोज इन अ प्रॉपर क्या कहते हैं सीवेज सिस्टम, और यहाँ प्रॉपर पाइप्स जो आज हम हमारे घरों से जाता है. तो सेम एज दैट ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम ऑल्सो द हाउस ड्रेन्स एम्प्टीड इनटू द मेन ड्रेन्स. They have the main drains. Then at particular intervals there were manholes. Manholes are the places where actually the check, जिसको बोलते हैं ना check points है. If any kind of restrictions are there, the water is not flowing properly. See, these were the manholes where we can check it out that what is actually the problem in the drainage system. Then water supply was good. Nowadays also some of the villages still are not having a proper water supply. But at that moment, the water supply was very much efficient there, and everybody was getting a equal water supply. So water supply was very good. And what it showed, ये चीजें आपको क्या दिखा रही है कि the people were in a very civic administration, very efficient. Means they were in a very efficient way. They used to follow the proper system. जैसे हमारी एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन में धर्मशाला में म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन है ना, सो म्यूनिसिपल कॉर्पोरेशन इज द वन हु एक्चुअली टेक केयर ऑफ ईच एंड एवरीथिंग. जैसे डस्टबिन लगाए हैं तो वो फुल हो गए तो उनको हटाना पड़ेगा. तो व्हाट इज देयर हु एक्चुअली टेक केयर ऑफ इट, दैट इज पर्टिकुलर द सिविल सर्विसेज वाले पीपल होते हैं, और वी कैन से द एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन of the municipal corporation who takes care of it. So same where at that moment also there were the proper administration was there. People were looking at each other. People were helping it out, and they were all to build a proper society. So this is all about the drainage system. देखो अब इससे कौन कौन से क्वेश्चन हमारे क्लियर होते हैं. How does the drainage system, what was the drainage system was about, and how it was planned, and what do you know about the efficient, how do you prove that there was a proper civic administration. तो civic administration तभी बताएगा कि भाई वहां पे एक प्रॉपर तरीके का प्लान होता था, प्रॉपर मैन होल्स थे, प्रॉपर ड्रेनेज सिस्टम था, city was dried, city was not at all hassle or full of water everywhere. They were efficient enough to take care that our drainage system is proper, water was going in a proper way, the roads were very wide, everyone was protective enough in their houses. They were built with the proper houses or the burnt bricks. So this was the about the town planning and the drainage system. In next lecture, I'll just give you an idea other than the town planning and the drainage system. Go through this. If you have any problem, you can share with me. Thank you.